Hello. Today's topic is emotional self-soothing. This is how to stop allowing your emotions to bully you around. And you don't need to give your emotions to other people either, because they're yours. So I have 4 emotional self-soothing techniques to share with you today. But these only work if you're completely dedicated to trying new things in order to create a more peaceful life for yourself. You have to do these things on repeat, because doing things in a repetitive manner is the only thing that works truly. So the first one is called Name Them to Tame Them. And because our emotions are so electric, the minute you start to name them, you're already reducing their voltage. I like to say that our emotions are like children. They just want to be acknowledged. And the other thing that happens when you start to list them and you start to name them is you've taken your awareness away from the storm. So you're now focusing on what your emotions are to honor them. And because we're not taught what our emotions are or how to self-soothe them the way that we're taught math or science, I didn't even understand what our core emotions were. So when I started to learn all this stuff, I did create a sentence for myself to help me remember, and I'll share that with you. It goes like this for our 5 core emotions. I am disgusted that my fear comes out in anger, and that robs me of my happiness, and that makes me sad. So those are our 5 core emotions, which are in the description along with the sentence, and those are umbrella emotions for all the other emotions that fall underneath of them in each column. So to self-soothe them, it's important to first understand them and know what they are. So number 2, second tip, is deep breathing. I was on the receiving end of anger that could go from a 0 to 10, like that. I had a counselor one time say, well, Cher, what if you took a step back when you got to about a 5 and just took a time out? And I was like, there's no 5. There's 5 is absent. So deep breathing was always good for me. It always worked. And I would do it right in front of him. Our nervous system, our central nervous system, has 2 main settings, sympathetic and parasympathetic. And that simply means freaked out or feeling fine, but you can't be both at the same time. So in order to bring it back and do a system reset, you have control to do the deep breathing exercise. So that'll bring you back to a rest and repair state. Your body is always going to follow the instructions that you give it. I just feel like we don't think that we have a lot of control over that, and that's what I mean by our emotions bullying us around. Okay, so the third one is melting into the floor. And I love this one. Sometimes when I'm at my desk, I'll just flop on the floor. This is at home, by the way. I'll just flop on the floor and arms wide, and I will do a body scan, starting with my feet. I'll just let them relax and let them get loose, and then I will move my attention into my calves and just allow the muscles to drop and melt into the floor, and then move my awareness into my thighs, and I will also allow my stomach to just drop right onto my spine. And I'll imagine my face muscles just letting loose. I'll loosen my jaw even. So I will take my awareness to each part of my body, letting it go, letting it relax, and letting it melt into the floor. It is a deeply restorative state. And once I do that, when I'm finished, I will take my awareness to the tip of my nose, and I will focus on the inhale and the exhale. I will follow the breath coming in and out, just focusing on the tip of my nose. I'll just have my attention there. So in that moment, absolutely nothing is wrong. I mean, whatever the problem was is still there, but in that particular moment, I have completely relaxed my body, and my attention and my energy are completely on my nose. So nothing is wrong in that moment, just breathing. That's it. So this melting into the floor is really great unless you have a dog in the house. Which I would argue is probably better, actually. I feel like the world would be a much better place if people just melted into floors every now and then. I just feel like it's so prickly out there. There's a lot of cactuses. So it would be nice if people just took some time to melt into the odd floor. Okay, number 4. Fourth and final. This one's called being your own buddy. Sometimes when I'm sad, I do not want to talk to anybody. People will say, how are you doing? I'll be like, I'm fine. I don't want to talk about it. And I just want to curl up in my room and close the door. I don't want to be around anybody. But that completely changed when I imagined myself coming in the room, sitting down beside me and saying, do you need to talk? And I would say, yes. Yes, I do. Well, what's going on? What's happening? Well, this is going on. And it would cause me to just free speak. And sometimes I would be surprised as to what would come out during those exercises, because it's important that it comes out. So being your own best friend is really, you're talking to yourself all day long anyways, so why not use it to your own advantage as an emotional soothing hack? And the other part of this is you could just write yourself a letter. I will pick up my phone sometimes when I'm just don't want to talk to anyone, and I would just write. I would just tap away in the notes app on my phone and just let it all out, either a letter to myself or to whoever. And I remember when my ex would send me a garbage text, I would open up the notes on my phone and I would respond, saying everything I needed to say, getting it all out, and swearing if I needed to, but then not send it. This would allow me to A, be safe, B, get my frustrations out, and C, honor my emotions. I know that our ego really wants to set people straight, but you're far better served by allowing them to stay crooked and walking away with your own spine aligned. Because honestly, in a couple of hours or even the next day, you would never respond the same way anyways. The energy just wouldn't be the same. So I hope that you try these out on repeat. That really is the only thing that works when you do it in a repetitive manner. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.